Hi guys, my name is Lisa Grace and this is Nailchemy's YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Good morning guys. On today's video we are going to be doing a tie-dye effect nail and I'm going to be using the Prophecy Gel Polish collection for this. I'm also going to be using the fibre gel tips for this. So I've already got my nail prepped. I've done all my cuticle work. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. I've already done my cuticle work. So your fibre gel tips, they come on a strip like this. This is the regular size. They also do petite as well. I normally size up like this, but I'd already done that prior to hitting record, so I've already got my tip sized up here. So when you're sizing up, make sure you're not sizing up right up at the cuticle. Make sure you're coming down about 2/3 of the way, because that's where our tip's going to be attaching. So usually what I'll do is I'll come across like this and figure out which tip is going to fit the nicest, and make sure you're checking sidewall to sidewall on that. Where did I put my tip? Where's it gone? Oh, it's there. Can't see it. So I'm quite happy with how that fits. We've got nice sidewall to sidewall coverage on that. So that's good. Right, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of nail prep on just to dehydrate the nail. And then we want some glue on the inside of our tip. Are you comfortable? Do you need something else? So,
main shot now.
Yeah, I'm just going to pop enough glue. Just enough glue on there. About half a well's worth. If you have got too much, you can dab the back onto a piece of tissue. But what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to swipe and stick this, if I can get hold of it. So from whereabouts I kind of want it to be, I'm going to swipe, and then I'm going to stick, and I'm going to bring that excess glue down. So if you have got a little bit too much glue on there, it may go under and stick under the nail, but it's not a problem. Once it's dry, it'll pop free. The important thing to check here is that you haven't got any air bubbles between the nail and the tip, because it will weaken the nail. Let's put these back in the box. Lando, stop, darling. Okay. Right, so make sure you give that tip a good amount of time to dry. Obviously, if you're applying all the way across, by the time you get back to this one, it will be dry. Right, where are my tip cutters? So I'm just going to take a little bit of length off this. Just a little bit. And then we can come in and shape. Let's take a pair here. Careful of those side walls. Always protect your client's skin. I'd much rather file through my own skin than my client's. We do get battered as nail techs, don't we?
God, I remember when you used to have plasters all up your thumbs.
Yeah. Christmas week. Oh my God, Christmas week. And I tried those like finger wraps or something. There was a company selling finger wraps, but they were just annoying. They kept slipping off. But yeah, like vet wrap, that self-adhesive vet wrap. Oh. I'll take a little bit more of this, I think. Sam, you're going to have all sorts of different lengths and shapes going on today.
I don't care.
The right concoction. Right, so get rid of any of that floof, like so. And then what I always like to do is just with a buffer. Not necessary, but I just like to come over. I always like to start with a rough base. But these tips are designed so they've got that ready matte finish, so you can go straight on. But I always like to have a little extra bit of a buff. Just make sure I'm happy. Fabulous. Right, so obviously our natural nail is only up at this top section now. So I'm going to dehydrate natural nail with the nail prep, and then I'm going to come in with the Ultra Platinum Blonde. And again, this blonde?
Blonde? No, that's me. You want the blonde. Yeah. Ultra Platinum Blonde.
No, it's Ultra Bond Platinum.
Okay.
My brain's not working today. This only needs to go on the natural nail. Don't worry if you do get it on the tip a little bit. It's not a problem. On the natural nail, like so. So this does air dry. It's a much thicker viscosity than any other bonder that I've ever used before, and I absolutely love it. So it kind of goes on a little bit like a base coat, and sometimes I get confused, and as I'm putting it on and then tell my clients, oh, pop your hand in the lamp, it needs curing, and I forget I'm not actually using base coat, I'm using the Platinum Ultra Bond. Speaking of which, where is my base coat? There it is. So it just takes a couple of minutes to dry, but like I said, it will keep this wet look on it, but it goes super, super sticky. So when you are happy that it is dried, we can come in with a base coat. So I am going to base coat the entire length of this nail down over the tip as well.
So do we not need to use any fibre gel or anything over the tip?
That comes after the base coat, babe.
Oh, right.
You're not going to put base coat on afterwards, are you?
I didn't know. I've never seen you
Have
use
you never done this before?
I've never seen you use the fibre gel tips before.
Yeah, so technically, realistically, you only really need the base coat on the natural nail, but I like to bring it all the way down so it gives a smoother base for the application of the fibre gel. So that can go into the lamp for a full cure. I'm going to be using the Cameo fibre gel today. I love this. I love this pink. It's so pretty. So you can use it straight out of the bottle with the brush. You can use a separate brush. Everybody likes to work with this differently. I will bounce between the two, to be honest. So sometimes I'll just use the brush. Sometimes if I've got a particularly difficult nail that I'm working with, I'll get maybe a detailer brush out just to help fill in any areas. But I'm just going to start off with a nice thin coat, but what I always do is I bounce back a little bit over where the tip meets the natural nail. Make sure that you're happy with that, and then that can go in for a full cure. So I do 2 coats of this, and both times I bounce back over the join line just to add a little bit more product. Obviously that's where our apex needs to be, that's our stress area, so need to make sure that we've got a little bit more product in that area. And even though the fibre gel tips are pre-blended, they're very, very smooth on the application, so there's not much of a join line, but there will always be a join line. Even after you've blended, obviously there's still thickness of the tip on there, even though it's super thin, but there will always be a little dip. So you can probably see that in the reflection of the light, just there, just that little dip. So the idea of bouncing back with the product means it just adds a little bit extra product in that area to fill it in a little bit. So coming in with second coat. Again, making sure you're getting right down the sidewalls. And sometimes if a client has got particularly puffy sidewalls, you may need to come in with a detailer brush to get down those sides. Right, so I'm just going to grab a little bit more product on my brush just to add into the apex area. And just float that around. So your fibre gel is self-leveling, so remember to work relatively quick, and if needs be you can pop your client's hand upside down. So by doing that and tipping this hand upside down, gravity will pull all the product back to the centre. So make sure you are keeping the nail completely flat, that it's not tilted down or it's not tilted up, because you might flood the cuticle. So keep it completely flat. Gravity will pull all the product down the spine of the nail. And then we can have another little look. I'm just going to grab my detailer brush. I've just got a little bit of a lump of product there. So you can gently tease where you want your product to go. See, that's much better. So you can use the line of light from your lamp to detect any small bumps and imperfections. Okay, when you're happy, that can go into the lamp. So you can spend more time perfecting your product like that, or you can spend more time filing it afterwards. Completely up to you. So one of the good things about fibre gel, and most gel products to be fair, any kind of builder gel, if you're really happy with your product application, you don't necessarily have to go in and file. Sometimes I still like to. I think it's just habit because I'm originally a liquid and powder tech. It's been drummed into me over the years that once you've done your product application, it then needs filing. However, that's not always the case with gel. If you're happy with your application, this inhibition layer that it leaves is perfect for then your gel polish to adhere to. Whereas with acrylic, you have to rough it up so that you've got that rough base for the gel polish to stick to. Right, just mind your hand out of the way for a second, Sam, but don't let anything touch that nail because it is super sticky. So I've grabbed a couple of colours from my Prophecy selection. I'm not fortunate enough yet to have the entire collection, but I'm working on it. So we have got, that I'm using today, Juicy, Delicious, Mango, Peaches and Bluebell. So a nice mixture of colours there. Should work, should look all right. If it doesn't, oh well, it's not on my hand. Not my hand, not my problem. Right, so I think I'll go for Mango, Delicious, Bluebell, Juicy, and then Peaches. So I'm going to pop them on in this order, like that. We'll see how this works. I'm going to use my 10mm liner for this. Let me just loosen all of these off. So this can be a relatively slow design to do because we've got to keep dipping into each different colour. So if you've got the patience for it, I reckon a full set of these would look amazing. However, this would more likely be used as a feature nail. I'm going to work diagonally on this as well. Make sure you don't go too thick with your product application. The good thing about the Prophecy gels, they are thicker than most of the gel polishes. They are really well pigmented as well. So you can get away with most of the colours. You can get away with one coat of application. So I'm going to throw a bit of that in the corner. Don't stress about your lines being perfect. When have you ever seen a perfect tie-dye top? It doesn't happen. It's perfectly imperfect. Make sure you're getting right up into that cuticle area. As neat as you can with your application around your sidewalls and your cuticle, because we are only doing the one layer. Oh, I've flooded the cuticle. Not a problem. Not a problem. Orange stick, tidy that up. If you need to, you can wrap a bit of cotton wool around the end and use a bit of acetone. Chances are this may flood again, just because once it's made contact, it likes to keep visiting. It likes to keep coming back. But I'll tidy up now and then I'll just double check before it goes into the lamp. That was, what colour was that? Delicious. So next up is Bluebell. Love this blue, it's so pretty. Well, you know me, I like any blues.
Definitely a Lisa blue.
Absolutely. So I'm going to vary my thicknesses on this as well. Can you see what I mean? How it's bled again? It's like once the path has been created, it just likes to go back. Let's do this one a little bit thicker.
How did I know you were going to go thicker with the blue?
Oh, of course. Of course. That's lovely, that, isn't it?
It is a nice blue.
Okay, let's get some brightness in here. Juicy. This bloody pops. Yeah, yeah. Ho, 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 ho. This is hella bright. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Right. Peaches. It's pretty, this one.
Oh, it's definitely a me colour, that.
Yeah. Right, so you don't necessarily have to go back in the original order. Just throw any colours
the pink, you know I'm all about the pink.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of that in so it breaks it through. Let's get a little bit more of mango in there. And then what can we finish off with? I think a bit more of the juicy, right on that very corner. Right on the very, you know, your tie-dye is usually bright colours, and I think juicy fits the bill for that. So can you see what I mean about how pigmented they are? Just make sure you're not going too thick. Right, I'm going to clean this up before it goes into the lamp because I'm going to keep wasting my time otherwise. Right, so when you're doing your tie-dye, make sure you got some tissue close by because every time we pull through, we're going to need to clean our brush. I'm going diagonal with this, so I'm going to start over this side and I'm just going to pull all those colours through. Wipe my brush off, leave a little bit of a gap, and then I'm going to pull all the way through. Leave a gap, come all the way through, and just keep going all the way across the nail. And one more, pull them through. And then we need to pull the other way. So we're going to come in between these and pull up. And this is where my eyes start to go funny.
I love it.
See how quickly it all comes. You do the first couple of lines, you think, oh my God, this is not going to look great. But then when you start going in the opposite direction, it all brings it in. But it's really important that you clean your brush between each strike, otherwise you're just going to end up with a hot mess. Unless that's the look you're going for. If you like a hot mess, go for it. Let me know how it goes. Look at that.
I love it.
Right, so let's get this cuticle tidied up. And then we can get this in the lamp and cured. I might need to get a touch of acetone down here. Oh, I don't know, actually, that came off pretty well. Just careful not to knock the nail, otherwise you'll ruin it all. Oh, this is making me want a full set of tie-dyes. Look at that. Right. The minute you're happy with this tidying up, get it straight in the lamp because it's just going to bleed again. So get it in the lamp, Sam. So that didn't actually take too long. So if you were doing this as a feature nail, basically all you could do on the other nails, a lot of people like their ring finger to be their feature nail. You could pick out any of these colours and do the rest of the hand in any of those colours, and then that's just going to finish it off and really make it pop. So I'm just going to come in with the no wipe top coat, get all of this sealed in. I love it. I would have a full set of these.
I would have a full set
Absolutely.
of these.
And once you're happy, that can go in for a full cure. And I'm coming in with the bubblegum elixir oil.
Oh, wow.
Do you like that? Is that a bit of you?
Just, well, you know, I'm a
bit of
70s/80s type of chick.
Yeah. What year were you born in?
1973.
You old lady.
You know what that makes me. You know what's happening next year.
Is it your 80th next year?
Yeah.
Big birthday. I love that. I really, really love that. I would be interested to see how that looked matte as well. But I'm really happy with that. I think the colours work really well on that. Thanks for watching, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit like on that video, drop any comments that you've got down in the comment section below, and more importantly, make sure you hit subscribe so that you get a notification for all of our future videos. All of the products that I've used today you can find on our website, which is nailchemy.co.uk, and I will see you in the next video.